If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. Welcome back. We have 4 more incredible replays to be going over today in this episode of What Are They Cooking? As always, if you have a replay that you want to submit, that you want me to go over, just click the Discord link in the description. Go to the Edison format replays channel, post your replay, post your deck, and I will take a look at it. So here we're starting off with probably the wackiest one out of the bunch, which is this Precious Cards from Beyond deck, where basically the idea is you have a ton of 2 tributes that you're trying to abuse with Precious Cards from Beyond, and among other things, where this card, when you tribute summon a 2 tribute, you just draw 2, so it's just like Pot of Greed, I guess, although you do have to tribute summon a 2 tribute, so pretty difficult thing to do. I believe this deck is also playing the trap card Overwhelm, which is a counter trap that can negate traps and monster effects, just like generically if you control a level 7 or higher tribute summoned monster. So the opponent's going to Torrential us here, which doesn't feel great, but we have 2 level eaters in the graveyard, and you're going to start to see that these level eaters piling up becomes actually very significant over time, because they just like provide infinite tribute fodder. So we draw into Metal Reflect Slime, and this is where it kind of begins. This will wall the Goyo, and then we can just start summoning back level leaders, activate the Precious Guards from Beyond, then tribute 2, and now we're just going to draw 2 cards. We're just going to draw 2 cards. We find Ultimate Offering Overwhelms. This deck's also on Ultimate Offering, and we're going to see that card go crazy this game as well. The Ancient Gear Golem, of course, just going to beat over. The opponent's going to activate a Miracle Fusion, summon a defense mode Ab-Zero. We're going to bring out 2 level eaters, and then tribute summon Vanity's Ruler, and then since we tribute summon, that's going to trigger the Precious Cards from Beyond, allowing us to draw 2 more cards. Next, we're going to bring back the level eaters again off the same Metal Reflect Slime, which I think... Did we bring them back too many times off the Metal Reflect Slime? I don't know. What level is this thing? This is level 8 or something. No, it's level 10, actually, so we didn't. You can just summon 6 level eaters off this thing. That's nuts. But anyway, we're going to use Ultimate Offering so that we can tribute summon again, summoning the Trigodia, which lets us draw 2 more cards. Now we're going to Upstart Goblin. No, we're not going to Upstart Goblin yet. We're going to hit into the Ab-Zero, try to negate it with Overwhelm, but the Overwhelm is going to be underwhelming because it gets Solemn Judgmented and our whole field is going to die, but that's okay. We're just going to set the Mirror Force and pass. Opponent going to activate a Miracle Fusion. Actually, just going to hit into a mirror. Wow, that's not great. Are they having anything in main phase 2? They are not. We're going to Upstart Goblin, draw into Barbaros. Not going to Sark for anything yet. Just waiting. Drop the Battle Fader. Draw into Hino Kagetsuchi. We can't brain control this, which is a little bit irritating. Fortunately, we have another Battle Fader, which means we're not getting anything ripped from our hand just yet. They hit over the Battle Fader, try to get in direct. We drop another Battle Fader. And at this point, we should probably be summoning the Hino Kagetsuchi, I'm going to assume. No, we're going to summon Gear Golem instead. That lets us draw 2 more cards. We revive Double Level Eater. Now use Ultimate Offering, summon Hino Kagetsuchi, draw 2 more cards. Now we revive all 3 Level Eaters and use Ultimate Offering to tribute summon the Barbaros using 3 tributes, which is going to trigger, draw 2 cards, nuke the entire opponent's board. Return from the different dimensions is going to be changed so they can try and stay alive here. Not even sure if they should have done this. Maybe they should just... no, because they like need to not take a Hino Kagetsuchi hit, but it doesn't matter because we just got more level eaters to bring back, and then we're going to normal summon again, summon a Barbaros again with 3 tributes, and nuke the entire board again, and draw 2 more cards again, and then attack for game. Wild stuff there in game number 1. On to game number 2. Looks like we maybe potentially sided into some soul exchanges here to deal with troublesome side deck cards. I'm not exactly sure because you wouldn't think like Vanity's Fiend or Dino would be a problem actually, but I don't know, maybe they just made it and they didn't draw it last game or something. Our Sangan gets Caiused, which, yeah, kind of sucks, not gonna lie. We have to set everything. Fortunately, the opponent just plays into Mirror Force. I don't know why they didn't set that Judgment last turn. They go set Sangan, summon Plague, Synchro off into Catastor, search a Deep Sea Diva, attack for 22, and set Judgment. We need to find something here. We find Spirit Reaper, which could potentially wall this. The opponent draws their Gilman. Very not good, but they have a Malicious, so they could just go into Darken, but instead they go into Stardust. Oh no. Oh no, the Reaper's going to wall that. We use the Instant Fusion, activate Soul Exchange, tribute, summon the Stardust Dragon for Vanity's Ruler, trigger the Precious Cards from Beyond to draw 2. The opponent's going to try to Torrential. We're going to Overwhelm. That gets Judgmented, but we have a second Overwhelm to negate the soul exchange. So now we're just going to set pass. Of course, can't attack. We use the soul exchange. They're going to hit him with Catastor. Summon the Go in main 2, make the other level 5 synchro in the magical android. They also have a decree up. So they're going to hit over the set, but they still can't out the Spirit Reaper. We have Upstart Goblin. We need to find a tribute monster, I guess. We find Metal Reflect Slime. That's okay. They're just going to go summon Prodigy, flip Decree, stack for Plague, summon Brionic, pitch to bounce the Spirit Reaper. But we have a Battle Fader here, so we're just going to be able to stay alive, I think. Yeah, and then we should just win with Brain Control on the Brionic, maybe. Start pitching cards, pitch our Metal Reflect Slime since it's a Decree up, attack for 23, and then main phase 2, pitch to bounce the Brio back. So we're doing pretty good. Opponent draws into Bottomless. We tribute summon Hino Kagetsuchi, main phase 2, revive a bunch of level eaters. They have to discard the card. They blind Allure, they don't find anything, and they scoop it up. So that was Precious Cards from Beyond, Double Tribute, Turbo, whatever. Next match, this one was, what was this one? This is the Magical Exemplar one. Yeah, okay, so using the Spellcaster card. I think this is one of the, I don't want to call it standard, one of the builds that you've probably seen before if you play this format a lot, which is like using Mystic Tomato with Knight's End Sorcerer and Exemplar, just like abusing Knight's End Sorcerer a lot, special summoning it over and over again, banishing a bunch of stuff and synchroing. So hopefully we're going to be able to see some of that happen. We have a Dust Shoot here going off. The opponent appears to just be playing a pretty standard Machina build. They're going to go set everything. We have a Mind Control, but this time it's just a Plague. We can summon Sangan, make Catastor, but we get booked. That's okay. That's still basically a +1. They draw into Caius. That's really not okay. We have to flip this Call of the Haunted or we're just going to die. We do flip the Call of the Haunted. We bring back Tomato. Going to replay Battle, hit over, and then we go into Exemplar. No, we go into Knight's End Sorcerer. My apologies. They don't attack it, though. They instead main phase 2, Brain Control it. And then make a Stardust. Now we go Exemplar, activate one spell card with Upstart Goblin, which means we can now bring back the Plague Spreader, I'm looking at this in the handwork. We can bring back the Knight's End Sorcerer, banish even more cards from the opponent's graveyard, make a Goyo Guardian, take the Stardust. Wait, we made Brio? Why did we make Brio? Huh. Okay, so we make Brio and bounce everything, but we could have just set the Typhoon, too. We didn't need to get that card ripped, and now they just resummon Fortress and we actually lose? Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. We should have won that game. On to game number 2. We have Dust Shoot Cyber Dragon. All right, good luck. Good luck, Machina player. We're going to take the... Why did we take Caius? I think taking Raikou is probably better in this situation, but maybe they just figured they wouldn't set Raikou because there was a set monster on the field or something. Well, they're definitely going to set it now, right? Yeah. So we crash, get Sangan, and then hit in, but they're just going to hit our back row. So, yeah, they get the value out of the Raikou there either way. We can set another Bottomless Trap Hole. They go for Gear Frame, get Force. No bringing back the Fortress just yet. The Sangan's going to get us a search. We get a Knight's End Sorcerer, just like hoping we draw Exemplar or something. The Bottomless is going to get good value there. We activate Upstart. We have a D-Synchro? Okay, so we're going to Special Sidra, eats a Bottomless. We're not summoning the other one, though. We're just going to bring out the Exemplar, Upstart, bring out the Knight's End Sorceress, banish 2 from the opponent's graveyard, and then make a Goyo now, steal the Gear Frame. Opponent just has to set a bunch of cards because they don't have any plays. We try to crash the Gear Frames. That's going to work out. They go set Bottomless. We attack with Goyo. Doesn't eat anything. It walks. Opponent has a Brain Control, but it doesn't do anything. We attack. Opponent still just has no cards that do anything. We send a Plague with a Foolish. They just draw another Force and still can't do anything. Very funny. We set Legacy. They just scoop. Did they not have enough life to Brain there? They could have gone for Brain Caius, right? We draw Dust Shoot again. How good are you at drawing Dust Shoot? Oh my god. All right, we hit into a Raikou. It's going to be a pretty favorable trade, and then we're also going to Dust Shoot them, so this game is just going really well straight from the jump. We take the Caius, even though they have a redundant one. We attack in with the Tomato. Tomato hits the Raikou. Raikou popped the back row. And I guess we just set Torrential Pass. They're going to revive that attack. It's a good thing we set that Torrential, or they could have just Caius'd us. We go for the Knight's End Sorceress. Going to banish some cards. Once again, just banishing that Plague Spreader. Not going to go for any play here. Just going to set. And then opponent sets a new one. We Typhoon, a random back row. We flip Tomato. We flip Torrential. That's a weird Torrential. Are you sure you wanted that to go through? Or were you just like trying to bait the Judgment maybe? So we summon Gale, and now we make Black Rose Dragon, and that nukes the whole field, and we know they have at least one Caius in their hand. They top deck Gear Frame, though. That's so good. They revived the Machina Fortress, and now we're going to eat 4,300 damage to the face. All right, see, we have a play, though. We have the Exemplar combo, where we go Upstart Goblin, we go Revive, we banish 2. Are we going to use the other Upstart? No, the opponent just concedes. Why did they concede here? I mean, it's not great. Like, the Fortress is going to get outed and stuff, but... yeah, why did they concede? All right, I don't know. That was a match against Machina with the Knights and Sorceress Spellcaster deck. Now we've got Chaos Fairy versus some weird deck that can't really be identified. It's just like good stuff with Light and Darkness Dragon or something, if I'm remembering correctly. So with this hand, we're going to go summon Trooper, swing in to a D-Prison. Opponent draws Dust Shoot, very good. The Dust Shoot's going to take the one active card in the hand, and now they're stuck with 4 normal summons. Need to get something going. Hit over the Sangan. The Sangan gets the card Trooper, and the opponent makes, I believe, a pretty bizarre play here where they, for some reason, they flip up the Raikou, and then they also like pitched a special Greffer, and then they also stacked for Plague. So they like really went all in here for not a fantastic reason. Now, let's see, the Fairy player has 2 options here. They could swing over, but they opt to just set, play a little passive, hope they don't have exactly another Caius. I say another, but I don't think we've seen it yet. Yeah, they top deck into the Caius, though, so they just win. They just, oh, there's the, that's maybe what I was thinking. They milled one of them, but yeah. Caius going to get rid of the Nova Summoner. We have no defense, so we die. Unfortunate game number 1 there. If they hadn't top decked the Caius, we might have been gaming. If we just swung over the Trooper, we might have been gaming, but unfortunately made a play that was probably like fine, but just kind of got punished. So here they're going to swing in. We have the Honest to protect the Dimmalk. We have a Pro Set Storm that's going to get great value. Now we hit the Caius, so things are looking good. We go set Decree. The opponent brings down a Tragodia. That's fine. They activate Storm. A little bit of a questionable Storm, maybe. I don't know if they needed to commit it just yet, but against Chaos Fairy, it's like, what are the chances multiple back rows going to get set? Anyway, the Dimmalk is going to go off, and we have this Tragodia, we have a Caius, and we have a Sorc play, so tons of plays here available. Just going to beat over, Tribute for Caius, and this game looks pretty over. We're going to use the Sorc to get rid of the Cyber Valley, attack with the Caius. It gets stopped with the Necro Gardener. Opponent's going to stack for Plague, make the Goyo. They could have just set the Hamster, but they opted not to. That's a little weird. Anyway, we top deck another normal summon, which is really good. So now we have Nova Summoner on the board on top of all of this, and that's going to be the end of that game. On to game number 3. Game number 3, we open up Solid Hand. Once again, we open Sorc and Enrise together, which is like not what you want to see, but you can make it work if the game goes long enough, which it often does. The main problem is we're getting hit with Dust Shoot again. This would have been much better had we not been Dust Shooted, so opting to swing and crash with the Sangan rather than set it, thinking that if it's a Caius, we might be in some serious trouble, whereas this Dimmalk threatens the Armory Arm, and then we also search we search the Dimmalk. We had the Battle Fader just as like defense. Now we go for the Storm play because we have to do something. Unfortunately, the Dimmalk misses. Oh, that's so unlucky. So the opponent going to drop Dad, stack for Plague, tribute summon Lad by tributing Dark Armed and the Plague that they stacked for. Absolutely wild. So no reason not to Battle Fader, just to make it smaller. It's going to go down to 23, but we're getting pretty low. Go for Sorc, and then not going to get rid of it. Instead, just going to set Angel, because if we'd crashed with Sorc here, they would just bring back like Caius, and then we're in a bad spot. Whereas with this, they have to like play under their own Lad on their turn. Unfortunately, they have the out, which is their own Caius, which puts us down to 100 life points too, meaning that another Caius at any point in this game is going to be lethal damage. And to add insult to injury, they also randomly are playing Pot of Avarice and have one in their hand in this situation. So now we're going to try and swing into the set Raikou, which ends up working out. At this point, we figure out, oh my god, it could have been Hamster, and we could have died. But that's okay. It wasn't Hamster. We drop Battle Fader, and the opponent just goes set. We try to tribute summon Caius, but they have Solemn Judgment. Really rough. Fortunately, they play around Torrential here, which means we get to live because of Book of Moon. Now we just have to set Nova Summoner, pray they don't have Caius. We're pretty sure that this set monster is not Raikou, because it would have been used, obviously, last turn, or just at any point. So they decide to use Greffer, banish to pitch Mally, at which point we know this guy is playing Necro Gardener, and he opted to pitch the Mali instead to do nothing, which means the set monster, which is not Raikou, is probably the Necro Gardna. So now we tribute for Caius, hit the new set, which is probably Raikou. Then we play into the trap, flip up the Decree, and summon the Sky Scourge Enrise. So it ends up coming out after all. We banish the Caius, and the opponent is on just like no actual monster threats here. Now we go DD Warrior Lady, banish the one that we know is Necro Gardna, attack in, and then play around Gores here. Because I think probably should have checked a graveyard here because there's a Gores down there. But yeah, obviously would lose if it was Gores, just a little bit of a misplay. And here continuing to play around Gores because obviously if we summon Dimmalk and we go in and it's Gores, we might just lose just because 300 damage will kill us. That being said, even if it is Gores here, like, doesn't the other two just clear the token, banish the Gores? But then if they top deck like a 1700, like a Greffer or something, I guess we die there. But obviously we know Gores is just gone, which means this could only be Tragodia. I guess it could be Fader. Maybe it makes sense to play around Fader and then just like top decking something that would randomly kill us over the Dimmalk. But obviously if we had summoned the Dimmalk there and attacked directly, we would have just won. Now they get the Avarice. Fortunately, pretty much the only combination of cards that actually kills here is Brain Caius. So they would just have to draw it off this Avarice, and they don't. They do find Caius, though. They're going to go for a Trooper Mill. They're not going to find anything, and that's going to be the end of the game. So Chaos Fairy going to take it in a pretty nail-biter match there against a strange Lad Chaos pile. Final match we have here today. I can't even remember what this one is. Well, we're going to find out. Oh, it's Exodius. Right. This build was pretty similar to one of my previous Exodius builds that was like, it's like Treacherous Trap Hole and a bunch of lightsworn cards. You play like triple Celestia, triple Wolf. We hit into a Morphic Jar. That's so rough. The opponent's playing Gravekeepers, good lord. So we go for Solar Recharge, set Book of Moon, pass. They're going to set Sangan, they're going to swing over. Okay, we draw. We draw for turn. They're not even activating Necro Valley. We go Brain Caius on a back row here, tributing a Sangan. Absolutely psychotic. They forget to search with their Sangan. Am I seeing this? Oh my god. Well, we're going to summon Exodius, and then Exodius can send a Wolf here, which means we can bring out Celestia. The Wolf doesn't get Bottomless, though. We're not bringing out Celestia. We're going to set pass. They go Book of Moon, Smashing Ground, activate this. We could book this to keep our Wolf alive, which I think is pretty good. We're going to Tribute Summon Celestia, target just the Necro Valley, playing around Starlight Road since we saw them set all those cards. Very, very heads-up play. And then we mill more Wolf. So we're just going to bring out the Wolf. Now we Typhoon the last back row, attack directly. We have two Wolves with an Honest now. Hard to see how we lose from this position. Opponent's going to set a guard that just bounces the other Wolf. Wait, they bounced the wrong one? Why would they were trying to bluff Gores or something? I have no clue. We summon Thunder King. We're just passing back and forth here. They go for Necro Valley, and then this can resolve Royal Tribute to get the Honest out of our hand. And now we can't use the Pot of Avarice unless we kill the Necro Valley, but instead we Raikou pop the back row. It's a Torrential. It gets chained, nukes our whole field. So now we've just got an Honest and a dead Avarice. Opponent draws Starlight Road, but they're just dead to the Honest getting in there. So going to take that one on to game number 2. Yeah, the rough thing about Necro Valley and Edison format also is that it just like doesn't stop a lot of things. Like Exodius, for example, I know we didn't see the interaction, but Necro Valley just doesn't even stop Exodius in Edison format because it doesn't target cards in the graveyard. So we're going to go set Raikou here. We get bounced by guard. Yeah, this isn't good. We need to find some gas. We need to find a recharge. We need to find a Foolish Burial. We need to find something. Because we're taking a ton of damage. Opponent goes set. We draw Avarice. Why is this even in post board against Gravekeepers? I don't know. They attack into Raikou. Raikou should probably pop... I don't even know. You pop the back row? Pop the Necro Valley? Okay, that's fine. I guess... just like thinking about the Avarice being live maybe, but I don't know if you're going to last that long. Let's see. Well, we draw Exodius. That's really good. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. So we bring out Wolf. No, we send Plague. What? Oh, we just have no way to not die there maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's just trying to do like for info there. I could kind of see that. We're going to Dust Shoot, put back. Was that a commandant? I forget what I didn't see what that card was, but I assume it was something good. We mill a wolf off of a Raikou. That's very good. Smashing going to be used, but we can just bring out Exodius at this point. We're not going to recharge. Instead, we're going to summon Lila, hit a random back row. What? It goes to defense, my guy. We set a bluff recharge with a Gores in our hand. Freaking psychotic. Okay, we're going to bring out the Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord here. Start attacking, send Wolf from our deck. Wolf not going to eat a Bottomless. Do they just think that this is like happening in damage step or something and they're not flipping their Bottomless? I don't know. Well, they Bottomless the other Wolf in end phase. Now we flip the Lila back, hit a new back row, which is just a dead Gravekeeper's Steel. We Tribute for Caius. That's going to get Solemn Judgmented. Now we foolish send another... Oh, no. Are we out of Wolf? We send a Plague. We're not out of Wolf. We could have just gone for it, but we're just going to... Well, we can get another one with Exodius anyway. It doesn't matter. But we don't. We send Necro Gardener. Why aren't you just going for game? All right, I don't know. The opponent's got 2 Royal Tributes. It's not like anything's happening here, so we're going to get in with the last Wolf. And, yeah, that's Exodius lightsworn. I think this is probably one of the better Exodius builds out there. I'm still not fully sold on it. I think all the Exodius decks I built kind of have problems, but this is a solid one. Definitely abusing the Wolf to the max. So that's all the replays I have for you today. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments section. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.